Hi, everyone. Welcome to the first lecture of CS124 honors for this semester. We're so excited to have you guys here, and we look forward to an amazing semester with you guys.
So some brief announcements right before we begin. First of all, welcome. This is our first lecture for CS124 honors. And like Ranjini said, we're super stoked to be working with you guys and embarking on this journey together with all of you. Um, Before we get started, please make sure you filled out the enrollment confirmation form. The QR code to that is right over here on the right. This is your way of telling us that you're officially enrolled for the course. So please be sure to do that. If you don't do this, we might miss you in team matching and project groups. So we need this in order to ensure that you're officially enrolled in the course and that you have a team for your project for the remainder of the semester. The second announcement we have is for you to check Discord announcements. You will get an invite link to the Discord when you fill out the enrollment confirmation form. So please be sure to join that if you have not done so already. The Discord is like our primary hub for communication throughout this course, and all of the important updates and announcements for the course will be posted on Discord. So please be sure to check that out. Some brief goals for today. Ranjini and I will introduce ourselves and we'll talk about the course content and the goals that we have for the course. We're going to go over the different lectures we will have and lecture delivery, and then lastly, talk about the syllabus.
Cool. So we're going to introduce ourselves one more time. I'm Ranjani. I'm a junior studying computer science, and I'm minoring in economics. And I'm super excited to be working with you guys as course lead for CS124 honors this semester.
Yeah, my name is Rohan. I'm a junior studying computer science and economics and minoring in business. I will be your other course lead for this semester, and I'm super excited to work with y'all as well. So what are we doing in this class? This class is primarily a project-based course. So most of your time in this class will be spent working on a semester-long project. With the beginning part of the course, a small portion of it, having some lectures and homework that will set you up to succeed in your project going forward.
Awesome. So now we're gonna introduce Project Kickoff to you guys. This is our first event of the semester. It is a mandatory event, which will take place on Thursday, September 12th, between 5:30 and 7:30 p.m. at SIF 3039. Um, this is our first event, as I mentioned, and it's a super, super exciting event because this is the first time the whole course will be meeting as a whole, and you will also be matched with your project team and your project manager. You will also hear a lot more about course logistics from us and all the amazing events that we have planned for you guys. And I mean, no UIUC event is complete without free food. So, of course, we will provide some pretty delicious dinner that day as well. Um, as I said, this is a mandatory event. So, if you are unable to make it on this day due to any classes or any other prior important pressing commitments, you can fill out the kickoff conflict form. The QR code is right there. Please only fill it out if you have a conflict, and it is mandatory to fill out that form if you're not able to attend. Otherwise, you may not have a project team for this semester. So please make sure that you do that. And yeah, so that is all about Project Kickoff. More announcements about that will come on Discord as we get closer to the event.
Okay, so a little bit more about the projects themselves. So firstly, how our projects run, right? So as we mentioned, CS124 Honors is primarily a project-based course, and these are team-based projects. So you will be working in a group of about 4 to 6 students, and you'll be guided by a project manager. And these project managers are usually past students of CS124 Honors or students who've taken a large chunk of the CS core here at UIUC, and they're managers that are knowledgeable about your topic. Their purpose of being on your team is to support you and provide mentorship for you and your team members throughout the semester. And the project that you guys work on can be anything, absolutely anything that you're interested in. And the tech stack and the coding language that you use for your project can be anything as well. There is no limits on what you can do.
Awesome. So, why is it important to complete a project in your freshman semester? Firstly, um, it is a great way to start to build and boost your resume, and it's a good talking point with recruiters. It's genuinely so cool that you're able to complete a project in the first year of your freshman year, an experience that not a lot of other students are able to get. So make sure that you put your effort and you're able to create something meaningful through this project. Apart from that, through this project experience, you're able to really work on something real and bring your passion into this world. And you're also able to collaborate with a lot of people and really understand the meaning of collaboration and teamwork. Apart from that, you're also able to learn how to work with other people in remote settings, in-person settings, and hybrid settings. Our class is super open-ended in the way that you can complete any project and you can also sort of figure out with your team how you would like to collaborate with them and how you would like to work with them throughout the semester. So all three of these modes are available for you guys to sort of figure out. Apart from that, we also follow the agile team management strategy, which is a industry standard that a lot of companies follow. So it's a super cool resource as well. Apart from that, you will also be using some proper version control strategies. So you'll be learning how to use Git properly, which we'll cover in a few slides and in our next lecture as well. So those are some amazing points which should persuade you to really put some amazing effort into your project and create something meaningful.
So, like we said earlier, right? The topic of your project in CS124 honors can literally be whatever you want. So, any idea that your team decides in any tech stack that your team chooses. So, through the enrollment confirmation form, many of you have submitted great ideas, and we actually are using those ideas as a metric for matching you guys into teams. But once you get into your groups, one of the first things that you will have to figure out is what project will you guys be working on. And sometimes it might be difficult to know exactly where to start. And we hope that through CS124 honors, through the PM structures, through the lectures that we have, we can provide you some sort of structure and guidance to be able to make those decisions effectively, and make sure that you will be able to work with your PM and your team to properly come up with an idea and a plan of attack to complete that project.
Totally. And now just going over an overall project timeline for you guys. So firstly, as we mentioned on project kickoff, you'll be sorted into your groups. You'll receive your team members' assignments, and also you'll be able to meet with your PM for the first time. So on that day, there's a structured way that we'll follow, but you guys will be able to brainstorm and share all the ideas that you have for your project. Um, and apart from that, um, throughout the semester, you will be working with your team to come up with that idea and sort of bring it to fruition. And you'll be able to create a minimum viable product or an MVP. So usually that is what you showcase during your midterm presentations, an MVP, just a raw sort of skeleton of what product you try to create by the end of the semester. And between midterm and final presentations, you sort of work towards adding more features and making it a bit more of a full scale project. So that is mainly how our project timeline works. As for midterm and final presentations, those are just good sanity checks where you'll be able to sort of present in front of us and also the other groups and PMs and receive feedback as to how your progress is and what kind of things you can work on within your project as well. And the timeline for all of those things will be announced on Discord. So please check the Discord as often as you can.
A quick shout out to our lectures for this semester. So all the lectures will be posted on our YouTube channel. The QR code is which is on the top left here. So if you scan that QR code, you'll be taken to our playlist for the fall 2024 semester, which is where we'll upload all of the pertinent lectures that you'll need to complete the homework assignments for the semester and any other special topic lectures, which we'll get to in a bit, that we might have throughout the semester that we record and will be put up there as well. So very briefly on lectures, these are primarily meant to be watched during the first few weeks of the course. And the best time to watch these lectures is in those early weeks where you're just getting your project groups and you guys are just starting to work together, or even before project kickoff, ideally. Um, all the lectures, like we said, are through YouTube. They're all pre-recorded, so you can watch them at your own pace. Um, and we will announce these lecture links on Discord as well, so you can have easy access to them. The major topics that we'll include in this semester's lectures are on Git, Bash, and some other miscellaneous topics.
Awesome. So one of our first topic lectures is lecture Git, which is the next lecture in the series. So there we'll be talking about the popular version control system Git. And this essentially enables you to track changes to project files. It helps you easily collaborate with other developers, which you'll be doing during this project process. And it also allows for easy file recovery and a lot more. And this is such an important tool to learn because you will not only be using this in all of your classes, trust me, we use it in every single CS class after 124. I'm currently using it in my classes. But you will also be using it at internships and jobs. So it's a super, super important skill, and we want you guys to get started and learn it as soon as you can.
Yeah. And we will also be having some topic specific lectures. These lectures are optional, so nothing on the homework will be related to these lectures, but they will be recorded by our own staff members. And they'll always be there as a resource to watch if you want to, or if you just have the time. And they might even be helpful for you guys while you're working on your projects. So some of the topics that might be covered in these specific lectures include more about Bash, machine learning, databases, website development, so on and so forth.
Awesome. So as we talked about earlier, we have some amount of homeworks in this course. It is a smaller component of the course since the project is the main thing that we really emphasize on during this course, but it is something to keep in mind. So here is a QR code to our Prairie Learn. Please make sure that you add it on your own Prairie Learn. There are two major homeworks that you'll have to complete. First is the registration homework, which basically makes sure that you are properly registered for this course. The deadline for this is pretty soon, pretty much close to when project kickoff happens. It's a very easy homework, but we'll go over those dates pretty soon. And then we also have the Git and Bash homeworks, where you sort of get practice with all the stuff that we cover in the Git and Bash lectures. And these are super important because they help you sort of go through the development process pretty smoothly. While these homeworks are sort of open towards the entire semester, we highly, highly recommend that you guys get started on these as soon as you can, because like we said, these are important skills that you can use throughout your project experience itself. So it's super important to sort of get started on these as soon as you can, especially the Git lecture and the Git homework.
Yeah, so just to touch on what Ranjini was saying on the slide earlier, the due dates for the homeworks are as follows. So the registration homework will be due on September 16th. So this is the Monday right after project kickoff. So after project kickoff, this gives you 4 days to complete this assignment. And essentially, it's supposed to be very quick. All we want to see is that you properly registered for the course. So filling out this Google form that's linked on the registration homework and ticking the box on the homework basically confirms to us that you have double checked that you're properly registered for the course and making sure that everything is good to go. And for the Git and Bash homeworks, these are going to be due at the end of the semester on December 12th, which is reading day. So this will actually be the day that the university follows for all of their courses to have their final assignments due. So we have the due date set to the end of the semester, but as Ranjani said, we encourage you to complete these assignments as early as possible, or at least begin these assignments as early as possible, as these are skills that will be useful to you throughout the project, as well as skills that will be useful to you throughout your career here at UIUC and your CS career going forward.
Awesome. So, with reference to these homeworks, we have some homework help and office hours that we have, which start pretty soon actually. So our office hours last a week, and they are between the 13th and the 20th of September, and they will be held on Discord. So the primary reason we have these is for you to not only get help with your homeworks, which is why we specifically encourage that you finish these as soon as possible, just so that you have all the resources to get help. But apart from that, we also want you guys to have the opportunity to network with different PMs, not just your own, just so that you can understand more about fields that you're interested in, and also possibly talk to them so that you can think of some interesting project ideas, and sort of be able to network with all of the amazing PMs that we have on staff. We'll have short blurbs that the PMs write on Discord so that you'll be able to see their area of expertise. And we'll also release a more detailed schedule later this week so that you guys can understand who is going to be at office hours when, and accordingly attend whichever session you would like to. For more details, you can check out the office hours specific channels on Discord, or you can reach out to us if you had any questions about these.
Okay, so a quick note on receiving credit for the course. We want to again re-emphasize to you the sign-up instructions. As long as you follow these instructions verbatim, you will receive credit for the course, whether that be through satisfactory on your transcript if you're non-James scholars, or if you're a James scholar getting your credit hour for the course, right? So just to reiterate, if you're a non-James scholar student, make sure that you sign up for the class on self-service, and you want to sign up for CS124. The name of this course on self-service will be Supplementary Projects for CS124. Again, the course name is CS124. Once you're able to add this course on self-service and you see it listed on your schedule, you know you are signed up for the course. If you're James Scholars, do not sign up for the class on self-service. Instead, you will fill out the HCLA agreement for CS124, not CS199124, for just CS124. Because CS124 Honors is the add-on honors course for CS124, by filling it out for 124, you will get the credit for the honors section. Everyone, regardless of if you are a James Scholar or not, must fill out the enrollment confirmation form, again, linked here, or you can use the QR code that we had earlier in the video. This is your way of telling us that you are taking this course and officially confirms your enrollment. If you don't fill this out, we won't know that you're taking the course. If you complete this checklist properly, then you will definitely get your satisfactory or your honors credit for the course. Failure to follow these could lead to an unsatisfactory or an other consequence that would be take up unnecessary time and effort to sort out. So please just make sure that you are signed up for the class properly.
Awesome. Okay, so this is another component of the course that we would like to touch upon. So this semester, just like other semesters, we love collaborating with other really cool organizations on campus. So this year we have some amazing events planned with clubs like ACM, there are different SIGs, and we also might collaborate with WCS. And we really think that you guys would benefit hugely by attending these events. And so we want you guys to at least attend one event during the semester. So if you attend one of these events during the semester, which you are mandated to do, you will have to take a picture of yourself at the event and then submit it to your project manager. And like I said, you must attend at least one event in the semester. And this event has to be something that is not the project kickoff. So, not project kickoff, not midterm, not final presentations. Any other event works great, but make sure that you get this in before the final presentations so that you will receive the appropriate credit.
Okay, so a little bit about the per week project grading. So you'll be meeting with your team and your project manager at least once per week. And this is sort of a rough guideline on what we weigh in terms of importance for what we look for from each student per week. So this is not like an absolute final, this is how you will be graded, but this is how we view the different things that we are looking for and how important each of these are. So the first thing we have here is attendance. So that's about 30%. This is just to make sure that you are present at every meeting you possibly can be. We do give all students 2 unexcused absences that can be counted as excused absences. So you can miss up to 2 meetings unless you have a valid excuse for why you're missing a meeting, which you would communicate with your PM. The next thing we have is individual task completion. So this is weighed pretty heavily at about 50% of what we expect from you throughout the week. So this is at the discretion of your PM, whether you have satisfactorily or not satisfactorily completed the task that you were given or assigned during your project meetings. Um, and again, we say that this is up to the discretion of your PM because sometimes task completion varies from person to person and from skill level to skill level. So this is just to make sure that you're on track and are giving your effort in the project process. The last thing we have is individual communication, and this is about 20% of the weight. And this is just to make sure that you are properly communicating with your team, with your project manager about your progress and where you are. We won't know you're struggling unless you tell us you're struggling. So really just making sure that you're able to communicate with your team and with your PM about any concerns or questions you have or about your progress in general is very important. So that's why it's something we've added to what we look for per week.
Awesome. Okay. So here is just some guidelines for sort of what we expect out of you guys per week. Um, so firstly, this is just as during the semester time commitment actually. But the videos that we record as well as the homeworks which are due at the end of the semester, like we mentioned, those will probably take you about 1 to 2 hours to complete. Um, Apart from that, every week, as Rohan mentioned, you have a project meeting with the rest of your group and your project manager. And those last about 30 minutes to an hour, where you will sort of be giving updates to your project manager and your team and sort of figuring out what you should work on during the week as well. And then outside of that, the work that you'll have to complete that you've been assigned, that usually takes about 1 to 2 hours. So, during weeks that lead up to perhaps midterm or final presentations, you might have to do a little bit of extra work, and that might lead to about 4 hours per week. But in general, it averages between around 2.5 to 4 hours a week. So that is the expected time commitment for this course.
Okay, so a little bit about the information flow for CS124 honors. So this is a list of like where you will find everything you need to succeed in this course, right? So if you have any questions regarding like your tech stack, for example, or any sort of like technical difficulties that you might be facing during the course, if you have any questions about your homework or about the course in general, Discord is the place to go. We have a course Q&A channel where you can ask any question you want about the course. And there's also office hours channels in there where you can ask about the specific homework that you're struggling with if you have any sort of homework questions or having any sort of technical difficulties. If you want to be up to date on the lectures or you want to know about your project groups, or want to communicate with your team members or your project manager, again, Discord is the place to go. Every team will have their own individual private Discord channel for group communication that can be used throughout the semester. It is there as a resource for the group so that they have a place to communicate with each other. If you and your team and your project manager decide that you want to communicate in another way, that's also completely acceptable, but we have this Discord resource for you so you don't have to worry about that. You will find all the recorded lectures posted on YouTube. And we will also share the link to those lectures on Discord as well in our announcements page. And lastly, you will find the actual homework on Prairie Learn. So make sure you visit Prairie Learn to be able to complete your homeworks on time. And if you have any questions about them or need to find out anything about the course at all, please go to Discord. That will be like where you will get all of the information you need. If you're struggling with anything on Discord, such as how to use Discord or getting familiarized with the server, we have a link here that you can go to where our past course leads have actually recorded a very nice Discord tutorial that will help you get familiarized with Discord and how we use it in CS124. So, or 124 honors. So please be sure to check that out if you need any help.
Cool. And as Rohan mentioned, our primary platform for all of our official course communication is Discord. And this is where you'll mainly communicate with course staff, with peers and your team. And as he said, you can also have another secondary mode of communication, but know that this channel for your team is always available on Discord. Um, Also, very, very important, please rename yourselves on the Discord server. Make sure that you're on the server and then rename yourself. So the way we want you to name yourself is your preferred name and then your net ID in brackets. So for me, it would be Ranjani brackets RR37, or you can also write your full name, Ranjani Ramesh RR37. Either is okay. But make sure that you sort of use this format. And this is super, super important because we need this to assign you to your groups. And make sure that you do this before 15th September, because if you don't, we will be removing you from the Discord server. Please make sure that you do this by 15th September. It's very, very important. Otherwise, you might miss out on very important information that we will be relaying to you via Discord.
Okay, so this is some important information about dropping the course. So if for whatever reason you're taking the course and you find that it is not up to your liking, or you have other commitments that are not letting you fully participate in the course, or if you just for some other reason find that you need to drop the course, right? You have until October 18th, which is the university deadline for course drops. That is the deadline we have set to drop the course without receiving a W for withdrawal on your transcript, right? So in order to make your drop official, you need to first officially unenroll from the course. So if you're on self-service, for non-James Scholar students, you need to go and unregister from the course on self-service. If you're a James Scholar, I believe you don't have to worry about any of that. You can just fill out this course drop confirmation form. If you're a non-James Scholar as well, also please fill out this course drop confirmation form, as it is important for us to know that you have dropped the course so we can take you out of our systems as well. And we will know internally whether or not you have dropped the course if you filled this form out. So yes, again, October 18th is the deadline. Non-James Scholars, please make sure you go on to self-service and remove the course from your self-service so that you don't see it on your transcript anymore. And then regardless if you're James Scholar or not, please fill out the course drop confirmation form if you need to drop the course. Thank you so much for that. And yes, with that, that is the end of lecture 0. We hope the information here was useful to you. This will be very important information to keep in mind as we proceed throughout the semester. So we thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to meeting you all soon.